Okay, let's talk a little bit about attack stats. Now, I'm gonna separate this into two categories, physical and magical. So, first category is physical. Now, different characters have different attack speed based upon weapons. So, for instance, right now I have like a base of 1.5 and right now 0.9. For example, now it will be 1.2 and current 0.7. It differs from weapon to weapon, from combination to combination. I'm not gonna drill more into that. Except saying that the maximum attack speed you can get is the half of the base one you have. Um, okay, so first offensive stat is the attack. Now attack attribute is very specific. Gonna talk more about it later on, but for now we're gonna just say this. Each point of attack corresponds to 1 damage into the auto attack. I'm noticing into the auto attack because it's slightly different for skill damage. I'm gonna talk about this in the separate skill classes. Next stat is the accuracy. Now accuracy is very weird stat, let's say, because it's not something that you need specific points for. Like, let's say, you have 2,000 and that's it. You have 3,000 and that's it. No, it works like this. You need a corresponding accuracy um, to the enemy's evasion, parry, block stats. Being a PvE or PvP doesn't matter. I'm gonna notice the relevance to accuracy and defensive stat in the defensive part of the stats. I'm just gonna say that most of the physical classes is good to have like more than 3,000 accuracy in PvE, and for PvP, the more the better. Now, it's not necessary to soak it like a huge amount, but depends on what you are going for. Critical. Now, this is a little bit more complicated. Um, There are actually two versions for the critical. First one is that the starting, um, the system that was in the beginning of the game is still exists, which means soft cap of 440 critical, for which each 10 points give you 1 critical chance. After that, from 440 to 600, um, that it gives you half,
Hey,
aka
wake up!
20 points give you, sorry about that, 20 points give you 1% critical, and after 600, each 50 points give you 1%, up to maximum of 60% for 1000 critical above the enemy strike resistance. Now the other theory, which actually I did not see anywhere. I was searching many places. People are saying both things. That after, I am not sure which patch, there is a total cap of 500 or 50% critical rate on whatever. No more than that. Um, well, this is for the physical. Now, the magic stats. What is going on here? We have magic boost, magic accuracy, crit spell, healing boost, and casting speed. Now, magic boost is soft capped on 2.9k magic boost. This means if you have 2.9k magic boost more than the spell resistance, not spell resistance, sorry, magic suppression of your enemy, you would be hitting it for the maximum damage possible. Now, I saw formulas in many different places that, like, in some places that it's 0.875 of thousand for each magic boost, as a percent, or that there is, it increases 1200 magic boost increases the spell damage by 100. But from my tests, which I did, I don't know, maybe around 2-3 hours, I'm not sure. I came to the conclusion that is almost, not exactly, but almost 1-to-1, aka 1000 magic boost gives you 100% magic damage from the spells. Now, this is because of the difference in the knowledge, and unlike what people were mentioning in different signs, no, you don't need 1200 magic boost for sorcerer to get 100% magic damage. This just does not make any sense. Why would a character with more base magic attack would need more stuff to actually gain the same damage as a lower? No, it's not true. So again, 1000 damage 100% approximately. Maybe not precisely, but almost. Now, magic accuracy is a stat corresponding to the magic resistance defensive stat, which would mean that each magic spell that you cast, not only magic spells but physicals, which have some kind of effect, they are usually magic effects, are used with magic accuracy, and as such you need to have more magic accuracy than the opponent magic resistance in order to be successfully landing the debuff. Now this works like this. You need, if you want to have the maximum amount of land rate, you would need to have maybe 100 more than the magic resist of the defender. However, on 0-0 or 1-to-1 magic accuracy magic resist, you would still be landing almost everything. Now, exclusion are mobs, I'm talking mobs, and spirits, which are of the element of the spell that you are dealing. So they have a natural resistance to that element, so the magic accuracy becomes relatively not relevant. Sounds stupid, I know. But that's about it about magic accuracy. Crit spell. Now, this is a stat that makes you land critical spells. Now, first thing I need to mention is I was thinking at the beginning that the cap is 20%, aka 200 more. You need to have 200 more crit spell than the defender, being a mob or character, spell resistance. From my tests on the dummies and some mobs, I came to the conclusion that it's probably around 25% actually. Now, different spells have different critical rates. Do not be counting only the stat here, because some spells crit more often than others. They have their self crit rate multiplier and critical damage as well. That's about it, the critical spell. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later with each class. Now, healing boost. This is a relatively steady stat. It's very easy to explain. Each 10 points is 1%, meaning 400 healing boost would mean that you would be healing for 40% more than what your skill is saying, and so on, up to 1000, which is the cap. So if you have more than 1000 healing boost, you're not gonna be healing more than double of your what your tooltip says on the skill. Now casting speed is something that is, I don't know how to describe. It's very weird. It's some kind of points that don't really describe um, at maximum what is going on, but in the same time they are like the attack speed. They are some kind of point and multiplier. Now you have to have in mind when you're using, casting speed weapon, casting speed gloves, casting speed buffs, the maximum casting you can get is 70%, which means if you have Word of Weakness, for example, even if you activate everything from your own, you're not gonna trespass that 70%. It's still gonna be there. No point in wasting multiple casting speed buffs at the same time, unless you're below the actual 70%. That's about it, the magic